the barman kind of greets you all and says, hello, welcome. And then there is a barmaid that is going around kind of like passing out drinks and meals and whatnot. Both of which are human.
Is there other people around in this tavern, like patrons?
There is one table of 4 that looks to be a group of halfling men that are all just kind of drinking and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be their night out. They're having a cold one with the boys.
This Saturday?
Sure. So, I'm just going to go down the list here. Ozzy, what are you doing as you enter the tavern here?
You go right up to the bar.
Okay. You head up to the bar, and the barman says, hello, how can I... and he kind of notices Frey, and he says, please keep your animal under control.
Go Frey outside, and I snap my fingers, and he disappears.
Okay.
Like actually disappears, or just goes outside?
So,
he disappears.
Anybody watching notices the bird very visibly, magically disappears.
Do I know about familiars?
You're fairly certain that was a familiar, yeah.
Okay. I'm like, okay, all right, and then I just go back to eating. Like, okay.
This is at the cheaper one or the expensive one?
This is the cheaper one. Everybody's at the cheap one.
Do I know about warlocks?
You do.
Wizards also have familiars.
Yeah, wizards also have familiars.
Okay. Yeah. Could I possibly make an Arcana check to see if that was some normal along the lines of find familiar?
I won't even make you make a check.
I literally have physical dice.
You're a paladin. I would say, yeah, make an Arcana check.
I don't have proficiency with Arcana.
That's fine. Yeah, go ahead and make a check.
Fine. I can do an online roller. Give me a assist. Okay, I'm gonna do an online roll. That is a 16. I can't guidance this one, right?
No, I would say because you're you weren't prepared for it.
17.
Okay. Yeah, it's find familiar.
Okay.
Or something very similar to it. You not super certain because there's just no way to know without like straight up asking him, but
okay.
It was a familiar or something like that. And so, Ozzy, as you're now at the bar, the barman says, "Well, not too many mages come through town. What can I do for you?"
Drink in a room, my good man.
That'll be 1 silver. I'll get you a drink, and there is a meal that comes with it, if you would like that.
Shit, sure. $10 is really good.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and so he'll take the silver coin and he'll say, just have a seat, or if you want to take a seat here at the bar, Laura will get that right out to you, as he kind of like nods to the barmaid that's kind of scrambling around.
Thanks, and I wait for my food.
That barmaid's about to get real busy.
Just going down the list. Helmer, what are you doing as you're in the tavern?
I'm eating my food and just keeping an eye out on the new group of people. Just trying to get a feel of them.
Lex is eating and keeping an eye out. Raylan, as you enter the Dancing Crow here, what are you doing?
I would not already have paid for a room, would I?
Most likely not. You probably would have just arrived in town.
Just got into town.
Yep. You probably made your rounds, and the Adventurers Guild was one of the later things you went to.
I don't want to go up to the bar and say, I'm going to need a room, and then pull out the slip of paper that has generic human man to be determined on it.
Blonde human man, yeah. Okay.
And then ask him if he's seen anybody that matches the drawing on the page.
He'll look at it, scan it. And he kind of looks at you, and he's like, kind of like avoiding eye contact, and just kind of says, "No, can't say I've seen any folk like that come through here. What are you searching for him for?"
You said he's avoiding eye contact?
It looks like he's just like put off. It's not uncommon for people to do that to you.
Okay. So he's aware of what I am.
You're literally like Judge Dredd that just walked
Yeah.
into his bar. He's like, oh fuck.
So he's actually like he's fully aware of like what I am and what I'm doing.
Yep, he knows you're hunting somebody.
Well, then I just want to respond to him.
Or assumes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a dangerous individual. If you could give me any information about it, that would be great.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him. If I see him though, I'll be sure to steer clear of him. He's dangerous, and then if I can find you, I'll definitely notify you.
If you can't find me, at least notify the guard.
All right. And you said you needed a room.
Yes.
All right. And he'll just kind of throw you the key, and he'll say, I'll have a meal out for you too." And he kind of like shouts, goes, "Laura, a meal!" Like, now! And she like stops
them
what
nervous.
she's doing as she like kind of like just like clatters the plate down in front of Ozzy and like goes and runs to the back. A little bit of it like spills. A little bit of the drink kind of like slams on the table and like
Just
spills a little bit.
freaks the fuck out.
And so, and when you go to pay him, he just kind of like pushes the silver towards you, like, just like upholds the hand out, like, don't worry about it.
I want to push it back towards him.
He kind of like flinches and takes it.
Oh my god, terrorizing.
Right.
Take the money.
And so, where are you
Money.
sitting?
Okay.
Where do you go to sit? As you're kind of like standing up right next to Ozzy, as the girl had just set the food down in front of him, speaking to the barman.
I guess I'll sit down next to him because now, after seeing that his freaking bird is just vanished, I'm trying to figure out what the hell this guy is.
Okay. Next down the list, Sig. As you kind of walk into the bar and you saw basically everybody go and kind of disperse and sit down at various locations, a couple of them speaking to the barman. What are you going to do?
Seeing who was that again? Raylan. Go to the bar. I go to the bar as well. And then I
Okay.
ask the barman, have you seen anyone who looks like me around here?
He kind of looks at you.
Huh?
No, friend, I can't say I have. Really can't.
I see.
Sorry.
That's fine. It was a long shot anyway. How much for one night?
1 silver.
I give him. I pay him the silver up front,
Okay.
and then
Who would lose?
what's your strongest drink?
And he'll kind of turn around. It'll cost you extra. It won't come with the meal, but he'll pull a bottle off the top shelf. He'll set it down and say, "1 shot of this, and you'll be having a good time."
Let's stick to ale then.
Okay. So he takes that bottle, throws it back up, and he fills you a mug of ale. And he says, "Here," hands it to you. Where do you go with your ale?
I go to what do you call this? A booth, very
Okay.
alone somewhere
All
where
right.
I can watch the people.
Okay. Probably as that finishes, the barmaid Laura, as you learned her name as she was shouted at, comes out with a plate of food and another mug of ale on top of the one you've probably already gotten, Raylan, and kind of sets it down, and very obviously more food on there than probably you should have gotten, as like your Ozzy kind of like you look over and you just see like probably an extra portion, probably about 2 portions worth of food on there. And he got a second ale. As she kind of like sets it and says, "But there you go," and she, like, skitters off to go and help other customers. Veritan, what are you up to as you enter the inn here? All right. So the barman, as you kind of like, yeah. So kind of everybody goes through, and you eventually wait and kind of step around them, and the barman kind of scoots over and says, hello. Needing a room or just a drink and a meal? How can I help you tonight? Say that again. Alrighty, that'll just be 1 silver. Okay, looks like he'll count out the 10 copper and throw it into a pouch and say, all right, well, I'll pours you an ale and says, here's your ale. I'll get a meal out to you soon. You would like your meal, yes? Okay, so you probably sit down next to Ozzy there. Oh, so you'll avoid him? Okay, so you sit, okay, so you sit like on the opposite end of the bar from them as Ozzy and Raylan are kind of sitting next to each other. Yeah, he did make the bird go away. You did see that. He magically made it go away. And you are familiar with the find familiar spell. So you recognize that pretty well. Mhm. Okay. And eventually your meal is brought out to you. So in the meantime, as everybody's kind of eating their meals and is just winding down for the night after a very eventfully uneventful day, what are you all doing? Does anybody attempt
Catching
to
the scene.
socialize?
I will probably talk to Judge the I forgot his name. Fuck.
Raylan?
Just call me Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. I'm
Oh
gonna
my goodness.
I'm gonna walk up to him. Jeff, I join.
By all means.
When he takes a seat. You're looking for a fugitive, yeah?
I am, and I take the paper out and set it down in front of him. Do you happen to know anything?
Have I seen this face before?
Make an intelligence check
I will.
as you try and kind of
Ooh,
go through your memory.
intelligence check. I rolled a 19, so 18.
Okay. Is Forge still giving you troubles, or?
I didn't even try.
Oh, you probably give it a shot. I think it's
No,
back
it's
up and
still
running now.
It's
No?
still a problem for me.
Okay.
Because I think everybody else has it on now. Good
Oh,
try.
It's probably just
wait.
slow. Yeah.
Wait.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah,
at 18,
it's back now.
as you think back on it, kind of your travel and having just arrived to town probably a day or so ago,
It works. It works.
You don't recall anybody that looks like what is in the drawing there on the paper.
Unfortunately, not.
Well, it was worth a shot, and I put the paper back away.
What is his crimes? Oh god, I even need from a German accent.
Multiple counts of murder. He was captured, being transported, managed to break free. Somewhere in this region. He was last spotted in, I can't remember the fucking town name. What's the one we're going to? The one in the far corner of the map.
Lewiston?
Seaworth?
Seaworth.
Lewiston or Seaport?
Lewiston.
The one after that.
Seaworth.
Lewiston?
Seaworth.
Or Seaworth? Seaworth.
The one that the quest is taking us somewhere else, isn't it?
Yeah, he was spotted in Seaworth multiple.
Oh. Boom. Gotcha.
Okay, yeah, Seaworth. Yeah, he was spotted in Seaworth, or at least that's the information that we were given, but that was days ago. So several of us were dispatched to search the surrounding towns. I'm converging towards Seaworth to see if maybe he's still there and hiding.
Ah. Wait, have I seen him apply to the guild, the quest?
Yeah, you saw him fill out a paperwork. He was like one of the last ones to do it.
Might as well make a couple gold while at it.
Yeah, pretty convenient how that worked out.
Well, if it so happens that I travel with you, hopefully we will find him and bring him to justice.
And just so you know, this guy you were trying to capture alive. He is not so far gone that you have to just kill him on sight. Although if
But I like to
he
kill
gives
on
you
sight.
trouble, you have to kill him. If he resists enough, you're allowed to kill, but it's heavily advised that you capture him alive.
I assumed it was a capture alive unless otherwise necessary.
And Ozzy, this conversation is basically happening right next to you. Do you chime in? Are you just listening?
Oh, I just was always say something.
Okay.
Other than that, he's making small talk, asking him about like how long he's been he calls it soldier, but you would understand it as like being the cleric of. He's just making small talk.
Okay. So, some time passes. Most of you probably finish your meals, and eventually, the door to the Dancing Crow opens, and all of the halflings kind of look over and see, and even more disturbed than when they had seen, or like when the barman had seen Raylan. They see this fellow, which I'll pull up the full art for him in a second. As this guy enters the tavern.
What the heck?
Very strange looking creature, but it's humanoid in like a butler outfit.
Huh. Have I seen anything like that?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay,
Could I also do the
will.
same?
Sure.
Come over here. Arcana.
We'll enter.
Normal. Can I have guidance?
Can you give
Well,
yourself guidance?
I can, yeah. I have guidance.
And sure.
I don't think it's gonna help much, but we're
Damn it! That went from a 20 to a 4.
How do I roll a d4? Do I just click on the spell?
No, you have to type 1d4 when you roll it.
Yeah, you can do. There should be the little dice tray at the bottom. You just click the dice, and then it'll type in.
Oh, I see. Okay. Did it roll? Oh no, roll. Okay, care.
That's 2d4.
Oh, what? Can you go?
Here, I'll show you.
All right, got it.
That's 1d4.
For a total of 14.
14.
You
14.
can't identify the exact species of this creature, but it does appear to be a fiend of some sort. Which is
Interesting.
very, very strange.
So a fiend just straight up walked into the bar.
My paladin senses a tingling.
It looks strange, but yes. As the creature enters, and as it speaks in common. But there is a strange chiming to each word. As you hear small little chimes.
Do I understand which language this accent is derived from? Infernal, abyssal.
Is it it's an infernal because
celestial.
No. Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
It's like a celestial accent, basically. It's like the chimes.
I have a very confused look on my face.
Yes. as
Same. I'm like, I look up and I'm like, huh?
Like as this guy walks in, my character just turns and looks and has a very confused look as he speaks.
as the gentleman then speaks out and says, "Is there a?" It takes a moment. Frey, Helmer, Lex, Raylan, Sigwa, and Veritan present.
I like tentatively raise my hand.
I stand up, I walk over to him, and in Celestial, you called for me.
He will continue speaking in common, but will say, "Yes, you and 5 others who," and he kind of like points at Lex, just like meekly raising a hand. Yes, hello. If you would come with me. Were any of the other names I called present?
I
yeah,
kind of look
I
at
stand
all
up.
the other people's. I'm like,
If you can see my character's face, it's just confusion.
He called 5 names?
He called 6 names.
6
He
names.
said Frey, Helmer, or he said, yeah, Frey, Helmer, Lex, Raylan, Sigwa, and Veritan.
Ozzy grabs up the large crossbow-looking device that he's been lugging around with him. I forgot to mention that.
I like.
And says to Raylan, looks like he's looking for us. And just gets up and goes over to the creature.
I go up to him. I'm like, is Deponza sent you?
Not exactly, but this is related.
Okay. All right.
Can I insight check
Fiddle
that
with her hand.
to see
Sure,
if
make
he
an insight
is being genuine, or does he have something in his voice that gives him
Only one
away?
missing is
1d4, yes or no?
Pretty.
Probably not.
no,
I think,
no,
Yeah, I think it's just a straight roll. Ooh,
not bad though.
mod 20.
Yeah, I mean he's not necessarily there for Ponzu, but it does sound like it's somewhat related, at least slightly.
Okay. I
so
still have a
believe
look
that
of
is
confusion on my
how?
You don't know. Sig, Veritan, and Raylan. Have you guys gotten up? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I finished my glass and then
Okay.
stand up and just stand with them.
Veritan. Wonderful. You are on the list. And then he's going to say, so that was Veritan, that was Sig, Frey, as he points at Ozzy, Lex, points at Lex, Helmer. Raylan?
When he
There-
says that, I just want to look at him. Say, if this isn't. Is this about the job?
Essentially, yes.
What is essentially?
The job and then some.
There's more.
Will it
Yes.
will it pay?
I was mainly just sent to get you. As far as any other pay, follow me, and that will be something you can discuss.
And as he's saying that, I get up and walk over, asking, okay, then who sent you?
He says, Lady Eberg.
Do I know who that is?
Do we know of a Lady Emperor?
Which of you know of her? Lex. The name rings a bell. I would say enough to know that you know that is the governor for the town. Raylan, you would know who that is. It's required information for you to know is like who's in charge of the towns. So the governor's calling for you, basically. I think
Why would
nobody else
Lady
have any idea.
Why
Does-
would Lady Emberg? What
Does
would Lady Emberg want with us?
Helmer, you would
does
not
my
know.
character know anything?
No.
Okay, that
you
makes
hear
sense.
Lady Eberg and you assume it's a noble or somebody somebody big, important.
What does she want with us?
Sig definitely doesn't know her.
Stig has no
Hmm?
idea who that is.
I mean, it must be because we applied for this job. It has probably has something to do with it.
Well,
That's
it'd
the
be
only
odd.
coincidence that we all have. That's the only coincidence that we all have here.
Exactly.
So, the butler
I
there
guess.
says, if you wouldn't mind following me, I'll take you to see the lady.
He
go to the
still with
tavern.
a confused look, not confused about what's going on, but confused about him.
Yeah.
Will follow.
So Helmer is following the butler. Who else?
He's just got a look in his face that he wants to ask the question, "What are you?" but it's not.
I'll follow.
Okay.
The curiosity is getting the best of me.
I assume Sig is following. That's what he's always done.
Yeah.
Ozzy will
so that
follow,
leaves-
and the second he gets outside of the door, he snaps his fingers and summons Frey.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
good.
After I heard the name of after I heard the name of who's summoning us, I'm gonna follow as well.
Okay. And then Veritan is probably following. So everybody's heading there. Okay. So you do that inside the tavern. All right. You're all led. Basically, if I'm not mistaken, the way this works out, it's right next door. Yeah, it's right next door. It's the tower, basically right next door, which is the tallest building within the town. You're all led within and led up the spiral staircase to the top into a fairly decent-sized office with a number of bookshelves on the side. And inside is a human woman. Who kind of turns to see you all. And as she does so, the butler kind of steps over to her side and says, Lady Eberg, I've brought them. And then she says, thank you. And you'll watch as she kind of picks up a tome off of the table, opens the book, and you watch as the butler dissipates into a tuft of smoke and then just seeps into the tome. She closes the tome, sets it down.
Do I know what happened just then?
Make an Arcana check.
Can I make it as well?
Anybody who would like to that is skilled in any form of magic.
Cool.
Nope.
Kinda normal. At a 16. Oof. Yeah, no shit.
I put a picture of Lady Eberg in the art channel. Whew.
Oh, she's pretty. She
What you
looks
can
young.
All right. So, Helmer, your closest bet is it's a more advanced find familiar, something of that sort. The tome's probably some sort of magical item, which,
Okay.
knowing what magical items are, that's a very expensive, very powerful thing that she has. Lex, Veritan, you have no fucking idea. You assume it was just a really fancy find familiar.
Okay.
You've never seen any sort of magic of that sort. Lex and Ozzy,
Lex? Huh?
yeah.
You said
So
Lex 2
Lex,
times.
I did. I was I'm skipping around here. So Lex and Ozzy, what you notice is that
Okay.
the book looks to be it is some sort of magical item, some artifact. Not quite high enough. But it does look to be like the book is some sort of artifact that
Summoning.
summons the creature. Yeah.
Does
Okay.
Lady Eberg look
Interesting.
familiar to me? Edberg.
To you, no. But as soon as you enter the room and kind of she turns and Frey like takes a moment to notice, Frey goes, Eberg! And she looks and she says, "Oh, well, a familiar face." As she says that to Frey.
Huh.
A familiar face.
As the Hawkman
What up,
flips
hun?
over to
What
her.
up? Looks kind of like Snickers. Like,
So Frey kind of flits over and lands on the desk next to her, and she kind of begins to like pet him.
Ozzy's
That is it.
extremely off-put that he doesn't know her, but Frey does. And just lets it happen, but kind of stands by the edge of the door.
Well, besides the reunion with an old friend, so it's my understanding you all were looking to help out Ponzu with his journey to Seaworth and the very large shipment of sapphire anise.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an important commodity. Would you mind? I just for a number of reasons I do have to ask why each of you decided to apply for this job. My understanding he intends to hire you all, but I just for security.
It's Helma will go first. It's very simple, really. I have done guard duty before. I am a soldier, and I am short on funds, and this seemed like a good way to make some gold.
I point to Frey and I go, your friend there told me to. I'm just managing him. How do you know him? By, you know.
Well, was he was the familiar of a old colleague of mine, though I haven't seen them in over a decade.
Mhm.
How is Dorothy?
She died 2 years ago. Frey disappeared with her.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. It's very strange that he's suddenly come back.
It is. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Oh God.
He seems to have an agenda, though, and is leading me around. So that's why I'm here.
Sig then says, I'm new to this place. I don't really know what to do. I just saw everyone was doing it and thought it would be the right thing to do.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
At its finest.
Wow.
Do you understand what you signed up for?
Well, based on what they're saying, we're just supposed to guard or secure somebody traveling, right? With these really, really important things.
Yes.
And I can do that. I can fight.
All right. As long as you're aware of what you're doing, I have no cause to stop you. So that was Ozzy spoke. Who else hasn't? Helmer spoke. Ozzy spoke. And Sig spoke.
I'm actually actually an alchemist in some sort, and I'm actually quite interested in the shipment, the sapphire anise, and I kind of was hoping to get a little bit of it in return for the so that I could use in some of my experiments.
I believe he had mentioned something about along those lines of one of the applicants
Yeah.
wanting a portion
Yeah.
of the goods. That's not
so
something
that'll
I'm
be
opposed to.
that'll be my reason to be taking on this job.
Does he hear job? Sorry, no.
All right. So I think the only ones left to speak is Veritan and Raylan.
But is there a problem though?
No, just it's rare we get such a large quantity of the anise that comes through, so I just needed to make sure that
It's true, yeah, it's quite rare. I know.
we've had problems with smaller shipments going missing, so something so large, I'm very concerned.
Uh-huh.
I'll speak up and just say, I'm doing this because it's convenient. I was planning on going that way anyway.
I have to ask, why are you planning to go that way? And she kind of like she does notice the mark on your cheek, and she says, I assume you have quarry in that direction.
Tracking a fugitive that was last seen in this area. Haven't turned up anything in this town, so I think it's time to move on.
The one that was being transported, correct? The murderer?
Right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, I do hope you find him and put a stop to whatever, to any more harm that he could cause. And with that, she'll look to the last of you, and she'll look to Veritan and say, and you? Fair enough. Make a persuasion check. Yeah. Are you only in it for the money? Because it's kind of out of your way. No? Yeah, so persuasion. That's purely why you're doing this. Ooh.
Well, when he says that, could I chime in and say, if he is going to attempt anything, you can be assured that I will put a stop to it.
As much as I'm not one to kind of speak for people taking on jobs, I would try to maintain a friendly atmosphere with each other. At least the facade of one. It's a long trip to Seaworth, and better to enjoy the company you keep than not. But other than the strange reunion and the unfortunate circumstance of a barb being in our having to be called out, I see no issue with any of you taking on this task. I'll certainly let Ponzu know. He was concerned with the prospects he had, but I don't see any issue.
All right.
I'm sure you were all. I spotted a number of confused looks upon your faces when you entered. Did you have any questions for me? Is there anything I can aid you all with answering any kind of questions?
I did had one question. Yeah. What was that? What was that?
What was what?
Y- Your your servant from the book.
Ah, that was. Find his name.
A fiend that speaks celestial. I have never heard of it.
Is that the one? No, that's not the one. Where is he? Don't know if any of you know this fellow. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. That would have been we'll call him my assistant, Cythariel. And she kind of like pats the book.
What is he, like a magical servant?
Um, of sorts, yes. Akin to familiars that you would see with most mages.
Ah,
Just a little bit more autonomous.
complex.
Yes.
That was all the question I had. Germans do th sounds like kind of sz kind of sound, right?
I have no idea.
Yes, Sig will pipe up and ask. Well, just because we're asking questions now. Have you seen anyone who looks like me around here? Ever?
I not in person. No, at one point I had heard of your kind. It's my first time meeting one, which a pleasure to meet you. But no, I've not seen any of your kind besides you.
I see. Thank you. I thought I'd ask.
If you're searching for somebody, I have you. Make a general intelligence check. You there? You good?
Who? Me?
Lex.
Oh, okay.
Me?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Make an intelligence check to see if
me?
you.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to someone else. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, just a check.
Yes, just an intelligence check.
Okay. Just click on intelligence. Ability check. Normal. Let's go. Ooh.
10. No, I can't say you would have heard of his kind.
Yeah, I was just asking to see because I've traveled a lot, so that's all. All right.
And so, Lady Eberg will kind of look to you and say, "Well, do forgive me for bothering you so late in the night. You're all free to go, and Ponzu will most likely be reaching out to you all tomorrow to set things up for your journey. If you're ever back in the town of Pembron, feel free to stop by. There's always things to do, and I might even have work for you. There are things that I still look into from time to time, and it's nice to have folks that can reliable folks." So, and she kind of looks to Ozzy and says, "And would be good to catch up about Dorothy."
Anytime. Maybe when we come back through.
So you're all dismissed and allowed to leave.
Okay, so the question is that are we escorting the goods from Seaworth to Pembroke, or are we escorting the goods from Pembroke to Seaworth? Just making sure, because are we coming back to Pembroke?
So all the application it said was a guard detail escorting goods, Sapphire and East, and the trip was to be from Pembroke to Lewiston to Seaworth. And you don't actually know at what point you get to the goods, so it's not specified on there.
But we're not.
The
so it's
assumption
not
is that the
specified if
goods
we're
are in
coming
town,
back.
but
So it's
it did not appear to be a
specified that
round
we're
trip.
coming back. Okay,
No.
gotcha. That I guess, yeah. Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, all right.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
With that, you're all dismissed.
Alright.
I assume you all returned to the tavern, unless any of you stayed behind for anything.
Nope, I return.
No.
I
returned
didn't
to the
stay
tavern as well.
behind, but I'm going to ask the sick guy. So what exactly are you? I haven't seen what. I know you're searching for people, and I haven't seen any one of you.
Well, I'm from the tribe of Sea Elves. We're not from
Tribe of
around here.
Where are you from?
We're very far away. We're
Like
not
north, south, westward?
south, somewhere south.
South of here, so like in the water.
Yes.
So so are you from the water, or are you like in a land somewhere south?
Just let's just say that our dwellings are somewhere south of here.
Huh.
And
Like,
yes, there's
write
a
it
reason
down.
why. There's a reason why I'm here. Well, actually, a few reasons. But
So you're looking for? Are you looking for someone in particular, or just looking for like in general someone of your kind?
looking for someone in particular.
Ah, okay. Well, if I see one, I guess I'll keep an eye out, and if I see one, I'll tell you. Huh?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. What's your name? I don't think we quite met.
You can call me Sig.
Sig? I'm Lex. By the way, I'm Lex.
Wait, has anybody else introduced
Nope,
themselves?
none of you have given names.
No.
You
No.
technically know each other's names now because you all.
I would only know of the Judge Dredd character's name because I would introduce myself to him, and I assume he would introduce himself.
Well,
too.
when Cethariel had come into the tavern, he called out everyone's names. So
Yeah, so we theoretically know everyone's names, but we don't know which name is with who.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just
You
taking.
know-
I hadn't thought to introduce myself to anybody.
I know, yeah, I know, but Lex is curious, so she introduced herself just to
I don't.
know about that.
Yeah.
So what's the name of your kind? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything. I'm just curious about this. I haven't met anybody like you.
We're Sea Elves.
Sea elves, huh? I see the ears. Yeah, that makes sense. And that you
Well-
live by the sea. I guess that does make sense.
Thank you. Then Sig just smiles shyly.
Huh?
He just smiles at you. Yeah, thank you.
Well, yeah. I guess we're making our way back to the tavern, huh? Yep.
Making my way back.
Shut up.
Oh no.
all right. So we'll return to the tavern. It's probably late enough that you all would need to turn in.
I will turn in.
I probably would tinker with a few things, and
Okay.
then I'll probably go to sleep. I'll probably more in my room. In the privacy of my room.
I think just in the interest of not getting too far ahead of things, that way our two people that are missing this week can kind of be quickly introduced, and then we go right into back into the swing of things. We'll go ahead and stop the session there a little earlier than I normally would, 20 minutes early. Which, with you guys having gone to sleep and to some extent being introduced to each other and knowing that you're going to be traveling to Seaworth with
Somewhat.
A unique group, to be sure.
Oh.
So that is the.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Gonna be the end of our first session.
Okay, awesome.
That's great.
Cool.
I also should just mention I mentioned this way too late because I forgot I had done it. In the journal entries, I did make a journal like page that's accessible by everyone. So if at some point you guys want to do like communal notes, that anybody can edit that. I don't know
Where
how
is
that
that?
works.
Oh, notes.
Oh,
Oh, journal.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, well, let me add some things.
Because there's that, and then
There's
people
some-
also have like your own character notes. I think. Yeah,
I've
private.
been physically writing it down, but then I forgot there's actual notes here. Okay, well,
Yeah,
let
I've
me
been
actually
keeping notes in
write
my
the name.
private notes.
Liam.
Yeah. Oh, the private notes. Yeah.
I just added some things. I just added a few things. Oh. Look.
So hopefully everybody had fun with that. I know it's no combat kind of sucks, and it was mainly just introducing everybody, but
She looks
It's
like
fine.
It's fine. It's
I
the
think
first
we all had fun
session, so-
goofing off and all that. So
Yeah, that's true.
The
I
first one's
will-
always awkward because it's always like, let's get a reason for everybody to be in a
Yeah.
party.
yeah,
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if everybody is antisocial, you're like, oh, how are we going to get into talking together?
I will I will practice my German accent so I have a little better distinct German accent for this character.
I mean,
No,
if
I
it's
brought
it
it
sounded
in
fine to me.
German.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't notice that it was a German accent, but I liked the accent.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's not a bad accent. You don't have to do it completely German. You can just make your own.
not because I want to. Like I want him to have a German accent. His entire name is German.
Oh well, there
I
you
want
go.
to keep that aesthetic.
All right.
Alrighty, so I'll see you all next week, hopefully,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then also plus 2 more. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
guys
that's
got a
gonna be
whole
interesting.
adventure already planned out. Going
I'll maybe promise to have my backstory actually finished next week.
better. I needed that done.
Yeah, I realize now it's kind of difficult to fucking do any kind of RP without a backstory, isn't it?
You've had all
Well,
year.
Yeah, that's what you need. Oh
I
God, you
don't-
guys had an ear.
I haven't thought of a name for the tribe. That's
They-
why we're just
That's
sea
fine.
elves.
Like small details and stuff like that is fine. Like if you give me enough to work with, I can skirt around like names and things. Like his fugitive. Like we skipped around that pretty well, you know. I was like, it's a human blonde guy. Okay, easy. He killed people.
Did you need any additional backstory details from my character?
No, I think your stuff was fine. Yours was fine. Lex's is fine. Veritan's is fine. Sig, I think the only thing really is like the name of his tribe.
Yeah, and our society in general.
The main thing from Raylan is I just need him to like type that out into like one document just so I have that saved somewhere instead of like having to flip through DMs because I hate doing that. Ozzy's
Yeah,
stuff
because
was
we kind of just
fine.
went back and forth with it over.
Yeah, no, I think like all of you guys are fine. Like the only really like it's not even that bad. It's just Dizzy putting it all in one document, and then the other two that weren't here. It's just them kind of. There was a hiccup because they're trying to like combine their characters' backstories, so that adds a whole other level of like planning, which is fine. I'm not like upset about it or anything. It's probably better that we did it staggered.
And Dizzy,
What's
is Raylan a human? I'm just trying to. I'm just doing it now. All my notes with air-based races, or at least
yeah,
do you look human?
Raylan's human.
Okay, I mean, as long as I'm just asking your looks, you don't have to tell me if it's like a secret thing.
No, it's just
But we would know. Daniel, is yours human or looks human?
Looks human.
Okay. And okay. Sorry, I'm writing my notes. I'm typing my notes
I am gonna
out.
hop off. I do have work in the morning. Good
All right.
night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
See y'all in a week.
Bye.
See y'all in a week.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
you.
Nice
everyone.
to meet all of you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great campaign.
That was Raylan. He sent me the picture you sent him, which I'll probably just use that.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hop off. Bye.
Good night, y'all.
All right, bye. Thank you. Good night.
Wait, do you?
Do you look like a human? I thought you were an elf.
Yeah, I thought he specifically described you as an elf.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, well,
So, but do you have the long ears? Like, do you look like an elf, or do you look more like human?
oh
You
well,
have
shit.
human ears,
That
yeah,
might
but who
have
would think that you're human? Shit.
yeah, that might have
Oh,
played out a
okay,
little
I'm just
differently
confused.
than if he had described you as not being an elf.
All right. Well, I'm glad you cleared that up so that we don't continue to.
Okay.
All right. Well, wait. Let me see. Oh, nice. Nice. That's a nice portrait. Yeah, you're not an elf. Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. I guess since you were Blade Singer, I automatically assumed that you were an elf and you had elvish features. But yes, that was very stereotypical, I guess.
Yeah, so I just assumed you
Yeah,
were an
yeah,
elf.
Yeah, that was all of our bads. Oh well. Yeah, and I'm a tiefling, so obvious. Obviously I'm a tiefling, so so. Well, nice meeting y'all. I will head out.
Yeah, I'm out too.